Man, let's see what's going on over here in Crook County.
As the I-Team first told you last night, hundreds of drivers have been arrested for DUI by the state's top cop, a moniker given to the member of law enforcement who's made the most DUI arrests in the state. But in court records, attorneys have accused the top cop of fabricating evidence and violating drivers' civil rights. Drivers like Sherrard Holland.
Doing a favor for a friend of mine.
As the sun rose on the morning of June 2nd, 2024, local restaurant executive Sherrard Holland says he was confused when he saw the police lights.
I pulled you over because you swerved.
The son of a Chicago police officer, Holland says he was the designated driver for a coworker after working overnight when he was pulled over by Illinois State Police Trooper Kevin Bradley. After speaking with Holland, Trooper Bradley wrote in his report he could smell the odor of an alcoholic beverage emitting from the vehicle.
We're going to relocate.
Suspecting DUI, Bradley asked Holland to continue driving down the road to a gas station. There, Bradley accused Holland of driving drunk. When asked if he would submit to field sobriety tests, Holland calmly refused.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm ready back. For what reason? Going to be under arrest. Driving under the influence.
In this dashboard camera footage, you can see the trooper searching through Holland's things before his car was impounded. Later that day, when Holland needed his MacBook, he noticed it wasn't on his inventory slip. He says he assumed it must be with his car at the tow yard.
I decided to ping my MacBook, which was missing, and it pinged to an address.
Using Apple's Find My feature, Holland says his MacBook pinged at a Tinley Park home instead.
When you got to the door, what happened?
Well, I was met by him.
Him was Trooper Bradley.
He denied it and began to argue with me, and I decided to call the police.
This is a recording of that call.
I have an iMac that was stolen last night.
And what did they say when you confronted them then?
Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
My iPad. How else would I find your address?
And once I called the police, he requested that I hang the phone up.
I'll hang up.
This cell phone video picks up shortly after that 911 call, recorded by Holland's wife, who was waiting in his car. You can see the trooper walk out and hand Holland his MacBook. The trooper even opens his garage door to show Holland his state police vehicle.
It was a very traumatic interaction with him.
So you telling me he pulled him over, a fake pullover, said he was DUI, stole his shit out the car, impounded his car, took him in for a DUI, field sobriety, let him go because he ain't drunk, and you took his shit, he tracked it back to your house, and you said you ain't got it, but he tracked it to your crib. How would he know where you live at? Man, this is the state patrol. This is like son of a CPD officer. It makes sense. It makes sense now out here in Crook County. And the problem is with this situation, I would say mostly, is that, dude, you're busted. Like, how many people did you take to jail? How many people did you do this to before they figured out that it was you? You know what I'm saying? How many people did you take in with a false DUI? Because not only did you stop the guy and said he was a suspicion of DUI, you told him to drive up a mile down the street while suspected DUI. Don't that sound a little iffy? And he stayed between the lines in that whole concept and didn't swerve in and out, and then you got him out the car and said, DUI, you were driving under the influence. Like, sir, you literally just told me to drive down the street, and you didn't see me swerve on the way to that drive down the street, and then you said I had a DUI just to steal my shit. It's a wicked world we living in, man, right now. Like, wicked.
A Tinley Park dispatcher eventually called Holland back.
Is everything okay? You're fine?
Yeah, he's a police officer. For some reason, he took my MacBook home with him.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
You probably want to speak to a supervisor over there.
That's what Holland did. He filed a complaint with the Illinois State Police, and the I-Team obtained a copy of the state's internal investigation. According to the findings, investigators determined Trooper Bradley never reported this interaction with Holland to his supervisors, nor did he make note of it in his reports. According to a transcript of an interview with internal investigators, when Bradley was asked why he took the laptop, he said he was doing Holland a favor. I kept it for his courtesy, like I said with his phone, key, and wallet. It's my mistake. I forgot to give him his stuff back, and he tracked it. The report states investigators determined Bradley had violated state police policies and he was suspended for 1 day.
I feel disheartened by that.
And I'm outraged.
Brendan Brown is Holland's attorney.
What if he didn't have the Find My iPhone application?
After months
So he was holding on to his property, his keys, his phone, and his iPad, just for safeguarding. Didn't report the incident. And he was going to return it back to the person that he so-called arrested. No regulation of the incident. So you just pulling motherfuckers over, impounding cars, taking a property out they whip, and then what? Setting them free? Let them go to the office to determine their shit is not there, but they already impounded their car. So now they got to pay a storage fee with the place. They got to get themselves out. They got to at least have tracking on their devices so they can find it. And then it's at your crib. The same cop that pulled me over last night. You and your tidy whities coming out the door. How we going to deal with this? 1 day suspension. Really? Nope. You need to be sued, sir, for a lot of money. I'll tell you that. We need to sue you because you thought that you were going to get away with something you didn't get away with. That's the problem with him, man. And it's sad that it got to be a black man because he just pulling over black people thinking that they probably don't have the money or the funds to defend themselves. I would say throw away all DUIs that this man has caught and go back onto it because it's looking like this is a dirty cop right here, man. And there ain't nothing worse than a dirty cop. Nothing. This is a bad situation, guys. If you ever had an experience with an Illinois state trooper and you can relate to this incident, I don't get into the state troopers because I'm a CDL holder. And since I'm a CDL holder, I cannot get into it with the state troopers. So what I do instead is I avoid their ass. But for those people that can't avoid them, like sometimes they drive on 290, I-88, stuff like that. You know, they're always on the major highways and stuff. It's just a shame that they have abuse of power and they'll use that power against you to get what they want. And these are people's lives are playing with. Let's not forget that. These are people's lives. And these people have jobs, companies. They need to have certain records to maintain their jobs and their family. And this guy would just literally give you a DUI just to steal your stuff from your property. Can't even get into it. I doubt he even got into it. It's a MacBook. Unless they're using someone at the police department that knows how to get into MacBooks and reset it, hard reset it. But let's assume he don't. He's just stealing people's MacBooks and shit. Can't even get into it. It was even tracked, which means you couldn't reset it or get into it because it was tracking you. Even if it died, it was tracking you. We got to do better. Crook County, y'all got to do better, man. Like, we know y'all doing this, but can y'all be a little bit more discreet? I don't know. Y'all kind of foolish in my eyes. It's your boy, Angelo Savage. Tell me what y'all think about this in the Savage Report. Peace.